Hello, bakers. My name is Mark Florka, and I'm a BAKERpedia baker influencer. Today, I have for you some top taste crispy onion ideas. Top Taste is one of our wonderful sponsors, and you can find out more about their product offerings at top-taste.com. They have regular crispy fried onions, bacon flavored crispy fried onions, which are also vegan, and they have organic crispy fried onions and even gluten-free crispy fried onions. So today I have a couple of baked goods that I wanted to show you. And so I've made the first item I have for you is I've made some beautiful traditional bagels. And here you can see lovely boiled bagels. These were done in a traditional manner of a firm, relatively stiff dough that was then proofed for 45 minutes before going in the retarder overnight, and then boiled for 1.5 minutes on each side in a 2% solution of sugar. So in other words, 20 grams of sugar per liter of water. Helps give it a nice gloss and a crispy crust. These are just delicious. So here's another little bit closer. You can see the lovely bagels. And here a close-up of the crumb. And you can see lots of onion bits everywhere. This is 25% of the flour weight is onions. So I call these onion rye caraway bagels. The rye is 10% of the flour weight. And the caraway seeds, you can see some poking out here and there. Lovely flavor comes through, and they are 1.5% of the flour weight. And the recipe information will all be provided linked with the video as well. So that was the bagels. So another thing I wanted to show you that I haven't done for you before with the Top Taste that also has turned out really nice, staying with our bread theme today, is focaccia. And so I did a traditional focaccia that is made with a biga pre-ferment that was fermented overnight. And I fermented this in the remaining water for the dough so that it stayed completely wet and hydrated the whole time. Just makes it easier for mixing the next day. And so this was a total, with the onions added and everything, this ended up being a total 75% hydration. Now you can see the focaccia. And so I only had some dried herbs available. So nicely oiled with olive oil and some herbs with fresh herbs. It would look much more attractive, obviously, and more colorful. But you could see the nice grain. We get lots of open air pockets and just delicious aroma. And this is 20% of the flour weight is onions that have been added to the dough. And so with that 20% of onions added, they do pick up a little bit of water. So that's where I increased the water slightly to that 75% hydration. A focaccia tends to be a little bit higher hydration anyway. Some people go as high as 80 or 85, even without the onions. So depending on how wet a dough you want to handle. And these turned out just lovely, just beautiful. And here's a nice close-up. You can see with all the onion bits very well distributed, and you can see this nice, delicious open cell structure of the focaccia. Great for toasting, sandwiches, dipping, all kinds of things. The next item I have for you here is I decided to go a little bit different. And that is a multigrain bread. So here I took a large multigrain bread pan, and I basically scaled 2 1-pound loaves of multigrain and made sort of 2 small loaves that I can then cut apart and cut into nice small slices. So let me show you that here. So here you can see 2 little loaves that were in a large rectangular pan, so that they separate easily. I scored them on top before baking. And these contain 10% top taste crispy onions and a plethora of seeds and grains. This is a healthy loaf in that sense, in terms of lots of variety of fiber and different seeds and nutrition. So we have rolled oats, sunflower seeds, cornmeal, sesame, pumpkin pepitas, flax meal, oat bran, and malted barley flour, as well as some whole wheat flour, and of course the crispy onions. And let's look at the next picture here. You can see the slices of one of the little loaves. It makes a wonderful little slice for sandwich making. And very tasty, great for toasting, nice and moist. And with this, I hydrate all of the bran and the seeds and everything the day before overnight. And also one of the differences I did here is I used a light corn syrup as part of the sweetening and yeast food, so that the onions would be more visible. If you prefer molasses flavor, that works too. A lot of people like molasses in their multigrain breads, especially out here in Atlantic Canada. And so the last item I have for you is a rich hamburger bun, what I like to call a club bun. And this is the type of tall hamburger bun that is used for multi-layered hamburgers, where you put the thin 2-ounce hamburger patties and stack them up together, and with a slice of sandwich in between. So I'll show you what that looks like here. So there you can see what that looks like with the hamburger club bun. So there's the top, there's the center slice, and there's the bottom slice, right? And so I did some just that were regular rounded, some that I knotted as a Kaiser, and I did some where I basically scored it as a crisscross with a little wooden dowel before I put it into the hamburger pan mold. So you can see a little bit better close up here. And there's a nice close shot of the hamburger bun. So you could see lots of onions throughout. And these are also with lots of garlic. And this is, again, 20% of the flour weight in onions. So I take 20% of the flour weight in onions, and I also add 1% of the flour weight in garlic powder to be able to get a beautiful garlic flavor throughout. I like that. It goes really good with hamburgers and things like that. And I toss that with the onions because the oiliness of the onions will pick up all the garlic flavor, and it helps get a perfect distribution that way. And they're just absolutely lovely in flavor. And I garnished mine with sesame seeds. That's, of course, totally optional, whatever you would like to do. And here's a close-up of the grain of all 3 layers. And you can see at 20%, there's lots of onions throughout. And of course, the flavor is fantastic. These are my favorite go-to hamburger bun this summer whenever we are grilling. So there you have top taste crispy onion. You can sometimes find these in retail as well. They are being distributed more and more throughout the United States and Canada. I've seen them at local dollar stores here in Atlantic Canada, in little, I think they're 500-gram tubs. But of course, for commercial purposes, is ideally you can buy these directly from Top Taste or through your local distributor. Just ask for Top Taste specifically. Ask for that brand. These are beautiful, crispy onions. And they will also be exhibiting at IBIE 2022 in Las Vegas. And so if you're heading to Las Vegas, be sure to stop by and visit Top Taste Crispy Onion. top-taste.com. My name is Mark Flurka. I'm a baker influencer. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.